Hey there, a very good morning and welcome back to another daily market outlook. My name is Fabio and thank you so much for tuning in once again. So we're going to be diving into the major dollar pairs and see, for example, where EURUSD is most likely going to be heading next. From today onwards, I'm going to do it a little bit different because a lot of you have been asking me, Fabio, can you please add a risk to reward tool on the chart? Obviously, every single day I explain where I expect the market to head next. But yeah, if it helps you guys to analyze the charts better, I'll add in a risk to reward tool pretty much with what I'm looking at from today onwards. So let's do that. Looking here at EURUSD first, I'm looking for some further upside again. What we can see here, first of all, guys, on the weekly time frame is that we saw a break of structure, right? So after this break of structure, what do you expect? You expect a pullback to happen. So where do we expect the pullback to happen from? Well, from a weekly swing low as we have over here, or from a weekly area of demand, which we have over here. So these are the two areas where I expect the market to retrace from and looking for some higher prices back up in around, let's say, or to around 1.07700, 1.08, something like that, where we have a fresh area of weekly supply. That would be preferable on EURUSD overall. This is a swing high in towards the swing low, and then you can very clearly see that that would align with around the 618 fib. Obviously, we don't really look exactly at those fib levels, but preferably we just look at premium versus discount. And then what I would love to see is for us to take out this high over here, which is liquidity, and then see a push up higher in towards this area of supply based on the weekly time frame. So then I go down into the daily and I look, okay, how can I capitalize on this idea that I have in my mind, right? Because if we look here at the daily time frame, we can still see that we're pretty overextended and we're still very bearish in towards the downside. Now, there are always two scenarios after which you kind of expect a pullback to happen. Obviously, in this entire leg over here, I didn't really expect a pullback to happen, but from here onwards, a pullback is definitely possible. So when I expect a pullback to be possible is I look to the left, right? So I look to the left, do I see any clear areas of demand? Well, over here, I didn't see any clear areas of demand until this strong liquidity low over here, which we have now grabbed liquidity underneath. What you can very clearly see is that this initial low, which was printed on, what was it? The 2nd of January over here, just failed to take out the low. That's why we retraced back up in towards this supply zone. And I was definitely still interested in looking for shorts. Now you can see that this was kind of like early buyers potentially getting in, then they get stopped out once again over here at the bottom, and then we swipe the actual weekly low, after which we see again a strong bullish reaction in towards the highs. So from this point onwards, I'm then kind of anticipating on the fact, okay, we could potentially start seeing a pullback on EURUSD, and then I look, okay, where is the daily fractal structure shift? Well, that is on this high over here. This is the most recent high that broke this low. Therefore, this is your fractal high. As I explained yesterday, this is not the fractal high. No, it's not. This is. So now we've broken that daily fractal high, which has now given me the potential to look for longs. Again, if I draw in the premium versus discount tool, you can see that the market retraces exactly into that 50% level, and I'm now interested at looking at further upside here on EURUSD. Go in towards the 4-hour time frame, and we can see that we've tapped now in towards this area of demand from where I'm actually looking to trade this up higher into these highs over here. So what I now have is this with pretty much a stop loss underneath this low and looking to target further upside on EURUSD. Let me just turn on economic events. We have some news today, retail sales, nothing too significant. But yeah, expecting further upside from EURUSD for now. Yes, guys, I understand that we have an area of supply over here, and we do indeed have a 4-hour fractal shift in towards the downside. But overall, if I look at the daily fractal is bullish once again, and we swept weekly liquidity. Higher time frame will always be stronger, hence why I'm anticipating on the fact that there is still potential for some further upside movement. For the rest, this is indeed then a 1-hour area of supply, but it's not a significant area of supply in my own opinion, due to the fact that there's no liquidity in the overall push down. So that's kind of what I'm looking at on euro dollar. Obviously, I could be completely wrong, but this is my own humble opinion for now on EURUSD and what I'm looking at. So let's see what the dollar index is doing, because the dollar index supports kind of like this vision that I have that there is a potential pullback in play. Because if I go into the weekly time frame here on EURUSD on the dollar index, we can see a very heavy overextended move in towards the upside, and that we tapped into a weekly area of supply. this weekly area of supply because we have two 50% body candles, after which we saw a strong push down. Then what we look at is, okay, we have an overextended move and we come in towards that weekly supply zone. Then again, I go down in towards the daily time frame and I look at the fractal structure. What do we have on the daily time frame? We have a daily fractal structure break. If I just remove the lines here for you and I keep it very, very simple, here we had a high break. What is then your most recent low? That is this low over here. Why is this the most recent low? Because you see here the push up, you see a retracement, and you see another push up, and then you see the breakdown. This over here is a retracement because this doji candle over here fails to break this candlestick's high. So therefore, I now see this as a fractal break. I then see this pretty much as your area of supply over here, or just like this. And I'm now looking for some further downside movement inside of there. Look at the 4-hour time frame, and the 4-hour time frame is extremely choppy, to be honest. Not very interested in it at the moment. Sticking to the higher time frame being the daily, and I'm trading this based on the daily fractal structure that I expect it for now to provide us with a little bit more further downside to take out these potential equal lows over here, which is my kind of like immediate target for the dollar index before seeing either any further upside or just continuing down lower with the trend, and then potentially also breaking the weekly fractal low, which is positioned over here. Okay, that is kind of like the most significant low over here. If we break that low, then I really think kind of like that bearishness from the dollar will start to kick in. But that is obviously kind of dependent on how we close, because if we just see kind of like a quick liquidity grab underneath these liquidity lows, then we could just reverse back up again. But if we see like a strong bearish close underneath, then I'll just be looking at further downside. So that's kind of what I'm looking at on the dollar index. Taking that into account, let's have a look at AUDUSD, because AUDUSD is a little bit more unclear in my opinion. AUDUSD here is still very bearish. Looking here at the weekly time frame, we have a very significant swing low over here. Okay, guys, it is just very, very significant. If you view this as an area of consolidation, what you then always anticipate is, yes, okay, we take out the high of the range, and then if we take out the low of the range, you'll see a push back in. So that's why I'm kind of looking at the fact that AU could start pushing back in, just waiting for confirmation here from the daily time frame. So what is the confirmation on the daily time frame? That is a break of this fractal high. Once that breaks, that is then when I'll be interested to go into a long and take out these descending highs. So until then, just waiting. Not interested in shorts. That is just too low probability for myself. Obviously, we've already had an overextended run in towards the downside, and then that in combination with the fact that we just swiped a significant swing low makes me not interested in looking for shorts. Only interested in longs, but obviously for longs we need the confirmation. Therefore, we need to break that black line, and then I'll be looking at longs. Otherwise, until then, just stay out of AU is my opinion. Going into GBPUSD, GBPUSD is very similar to EU in the sense that I like it for potential further upside. Looking at this, what I'm actually looking at is for the potential to push up higher in towards this buy before the sell. So looking at some further upside from GU for the days coming. Overall here, looking at some further upside for the days to come. I still think that it has a deeper retracement at its disposal, or whatever you want to call it. So I would prefer to see that. Most times you would at least see a pullback into the buy before the sell before heading any down lower. So let's wait for that to occur first. Then go into the 4-hour time frame, and the 4-hour fractal is still bullish. So what I see here on the 4-hour time frame is that, again, I already explained this in yesterday's video, but here a 4-hour fractal break, here a 4-hour fractal break. And then what is your fractal low? Your fractal low is currently this over here. So therefore, this is now your area of demand that is in control. So looking at further upside here from GU for the day ahead to take out those descending lows and tap back up in towards that area of supply. So yeah, interested in this position over here. To trade this up higher with kind of like this internal trend as well, which will be more clear on the 1-hour and the 2-hour time frame. If you go down a time frame in towards the 1-hour, then I like what I'm currently seeing here with this trend. This is a significant area from where I am looking now to see the market push up higher. So if you want a high probability trade, obviously what you can just wait for is either a sweep of this low, and then just wait for the 1-hour change of character to get in on a potential long. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for on GU. Let's see if we get that confirmation. Overall, yes, we did tap into this supply zone. Obviously, I understand that. Only if we break this low, then I'll be interested in a short. But as long as this low holds, I kind of think that there is still potential for us to push up higher in towards that daily area of supply. Going next into NZDUSD, what are we seeing over there? So NU A little bit more dirty, as I like to call it, in the sense that it's very similar to AU. Here we have the swing high, or the fractal high, excuse me. This is the fractal low. This broke structure over here. Now we've seen a retracement all the way back up into premium pricing and back up into this refined area of supply. If you're not inside Discord yet, Oscar was mentioning this as well. This is an interesting area of supply to look for potential shorts. Now, NU is the kind of like the black sheep, or whatever you want to call it, in the sense that it still is the pair in comparison to, for example, AU and EU, which have grabbed liquidity. NU still has liquidity open. So in my opinion, NU, if the dollar still pushes up again, NU has kind of like the most potential for shorts. Here, daily swing is still bearish, daily fractal is still bearish. And then if you look at the 4-hour time frame, let's have a look over here. The 4-hour time frame has potential if we break fractal structure once again. So what is fractal structure? Fractal structure is the immediate low, which has to get broken, and that is this low over here. So what I'm now looking at here is that, okay, we are currently still positioned inside this area of demand. Obviously, we kind of have supply over here fighting with the demand zone. So we can see that we're kind of like in between these two zones. We just tapped into that zone, pushing price down lower. We tapped in towards this zone, which pushed price up higher. What I'm now looking at is, okay, as long as if we can break above this area of supply again, but preferably, you kind of only want to be looking at shorts on NU. So if we break that black line down, then I would say, okay, you can get into shorts. Until then, stay out of it because demand and supply are still fighting. So you kind of want to see something like this. If we break that black line like this, then you want kind of like supply to be created, and then you could get into a short, is my opinion. But otherwise, for now, demand is still in control and the order flow is still bullish. So let's wait for that until this low over here goes. Only then can you start looking for shorts again. Go up a time frame again into the daily. Obviously, the daily fractal is still bearish, but once we break that black line over here, then I'll be interested in longing this. But until then, staying out of it and only interested in those shorts if they obviously present themselves. So that's that. Last of all, we have gold. Gold was very manipulative yesterday, but yes, again, pushing up higher as pretty much expected. As we can see over here, the overall order flow is still holding. Here we have order flow, and here we have order flow as well, which is still being respected. So the overall demand chain is holding, and now again we're breaking the highs. So this is now again your sell for the buy. As you can see, we just tapped in with this wick over here, and we're now already pushing out of it again. So longs only on gold is still the thing. Overall trend is still bullish, right? We can still see that we are just pushing up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So yeah, obviously looking at that further upside, go down into the 1-hour time frame, and what you can see that the entire week we've already kind of been following again up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So yeah, only interested in further upside because everything is showing bullish order flow for now. So not interested in any shorts just yet. And I do expect us to take out that high over here. And that would mean that the daily fractal is then bullish again. And then this, for example, becomes your daily fractal low. And then this is the daily fractal high break. And then you have, for example, something like this again, that we would just look to enter on this higher low. So that's what I have on my plans, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, make sure to join Discord, link in the description of the video, and see you there.